Well, hello everybody, and welcome to this MBL webinar. And the subject of today's webinar is joint venture agreements. The thing about joint venture agreements is that at some point in your client's business life cycle, there's going to come a point when probably they're going to need to work with somebody else. They're going to have to pool their resources with others in their marketplace in order to accomplish a specific goal or a specific task, such as a one-off project. And this is what we call a joint venture. And it can be very attractive to those parties that participate in it from the point of view of leveraging resources, reducing their costs, combining their knowledge, their know-how, their expertise, their experience, and in entering other parts of the UK market and indeed overseas markets. However, joint ventures do require some careful consideration. They need to be backed up by a carefully drafted agreement so that each party understands fully what their legal position is, their respective obligations and their respective rights. So the purpose of this session is to try and help you provide better and more commercially aware advice to those of your clients who are in the process of getting into a JV arrangement, or perhaps who are slightly earlier in the cycle and just considering their options around a joint venture. And so in terms of the agenda, we're going to be looking at the reasons why companies form joint ventures. We'll look at their pros, their cons. We'll look at joint ventures relative to alternatives like partnerships and consortia. We will look at establishing joint ventures. We'll look at some of the key provisions of the Companies Act of 2006. We'll also look at competition law and joint ventures. We'll wrap up by looking at various reserved matters and potential areas of veto for minority shareholders, ancillary agreements that can't be forgotten about, for example, intellectual property, employment, etc. And finally, exit strategies, when ultimately everything comes to an end and parties have to leave the joint venture. So that is, in summary, the plan for the session.